Hello. I'm making this video primarily for my two nephews and my brother Bernie in Queensland. They go camping a lot, and I've discovered this new, well, it's not new, but I've discovered I like tarp camping because it's simple. So Loretta, Stan and the Bozo in a beret, we're not on 3 wheels this time. It's not 2 whippets on 3 wheels, but it's 2 whippets on 4 wheels. We've come out to one of the tributaries of the Snowy River, and we're going to stay here for a few days. I'll show you around a little bit. I'll just turn the camera around. Here we go. There's a little road in here. It's nothing really stressful. Nothing at all, actually. Now that Delilah, the little Subaru, has been lifted, she's a very capable girl, and as Delilah was, she knew what she was doing. And there's the 2 whippets. Loretta on the left there and Stan on the right. And there's our little camp under the trees. Now, it can be dangerous to camp under trees in Australia because they often throw limbs, but if one of those limbs comes down, I don't think I'll know much about it. So, anyway, there you go. So, come on Stan, come on Loretta, let's go to our camp. Now, if the Western world, ever drops out of this self-inflicted madness that we've brought upon ourselves, for a number of reasons, but it's all linked, then a friend and I are actually thinking about writing another book. And that other book, I've already got a title for it. And it will be called Any Fool Can Be Uncomfortable in the Bush. Now Bernie will know what I mean, because that was a saying we used to have in the army. It won't be a survival book, it won't be all these boring batshit things like Bear Frills does anymore. We're not going to be squeezing out camel dung and drinking the residue. Or we're not going to be going to sleep in the belly of a large mammal. But it will just be, that's what it is. Anybody can be uncomfortable in the bush. Hey, look at this setup here. Using the trees as guide poles with rings. There we go. And a central pole, just to lift it up. There. We'll have a little fire. Now, I used to get my students to go and collect all the tinder and kindling they could. Give them half an hour to do that, and they'd come back with it and say, "We've got it, Rick." And I say, "Well, you can chuck that away, because if you're going in the bush, you take some firelighters with you, and a good firelighter is a little bit of diesel. A bad firelighter is a lot of petrol. You can use petrol, but for Christ's sake, don't use much. Of course, there is the ubiquitous beer, which is a beer that my late son got me onto, and I always drink it now because it was his favourite beer. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't do advertising on this channel. Okay. I've also got a backup for the fire if I need to cook and I can't get a fire going, which is unlikely. I always get a fire going first match. Here's my little swag, as they call them in Australia. The dogs like that one because it's really well ventilated, and under this tarp we just need to bring in the mosquito net Now it'll get well down below freezing where we are. It's lovely today. It's about, I'd say it's about 20 degrees. But it'll get well below freezing tomorrow, and probably a very misty, frosty morning. But I like this little spot. It's primitive camping, but there are a few. I brought a few luxuries with me, and we're right by the main water source, a tributary of the Snowy River. And there's a little swimming hole. If we're here in summer, I might go into that, but I'm not gonna. I'm too old to be going into it now. I can't be bothered. Any fool can be uncomfortable in the bush. So that's fresh water. You know, now sometimes there are parasites in this water called Giardia, and it can make you want to go to the toilet a lot. I mean, poop, or poo as we say in England, a lot, and very, very fast and very, very smelly. It's called Giardia, but it actually is very easy to cure, and you might lose a bit of weight doing it. People usually do, but I'm not asking for it. So, you know, boil your water. It's perfectly acceptable to drink boiled water. Looking back on camp, isn't this idyllic? Yeah. And we've got nice food out here with us. I always do that. Me and the dogs have nice food. Bring out stuff that I wouldn't eat at home, like chocolate and red wine. A few beers this time because it is starting to warm up, I have to confess. And I generally make a really nice casserole in that camp oven there over the fire. And of course, firewood's a premium. So nowadays, you can get these U-Butte electric chainsaws with a battery. Now, that's a good one. A real good one, actually. That'll bring down quite a big tree. Not that I need to do that. And right next to it is a inverter, which I just connect up to the car battery and recharge the chainsaw, so I can go on and on cutting wood. If I was out here for weeks, if it was a bug out situation into a remote area, I can recharge and sharpen my chainsaws. There's a little one. Loretta's enjoying herself in there. Of course, Stanley, when we're out here, Dora, oi! Dora the Explorer, because she will wander off. Or he will, sorry. Oh, I forgot, he's non-binary. I have to remember that these days, don't I? Yeah, because everybody wants to be non-binary. Stanley, don't you wander off. You come back here, good boy. Good boy. Isn't he gorgeous? So there is a little fire there that you can use, a concrete fire that's been put here by the rangers. But I'm not particularly interested in sitting out in the open there. I want to be under cover because of the sun, and you can't do that with that one. So this is the fire here. Now you wouldn't want to light a fire in a nice pretty spot like over on that grass, because these fire scars, they last forever. But this is in the roadway or the trackway, so that fire scar has been there for years, and it's not going to get any worse where it is. Anyway, so we're going to stay here for several days just to get away from the absolute madness before they throw me in an internment camp for being a raving loony. And because this is not over by any stretch of the imagination, folks. Anyway, this video's getting on for 10 minutes long, and I don't like talking bollocks for any longer than 10 minutes. So maybe I'll do another one tomorrow, let you know about our night with the sound of the running water and the kookaburras. Maybe I'll record them in the morning. All my readers, and particularly Bernie and the boys, you take care. That's Luke and Jake. And look after your mum and dad. Bye.